Marrakesh, quite a destination. You've probably heard all sorts of things about this Moroccan city. I was the same before going. I had some good expectations and some not so great ones, and even a bit of fear. But now that I've been there, I want to share everything I wish I knew before visiting Marrakesh. The things no one really tells you. The stuff that makes your trip easier, smoother, and way more enjoyable. I traveled there with a friend. I wasn't solo, but we were two female travelers.
I'm traveling with my friend Shamima. Hiya.
And I've already made a full video about the best things to do and see in Marrakesh, where we share our experience and some tips too. If you're planning a trip, make sure to check that video out. It's fun and super informative. But this video is different. We are going deeper. This is your practical travel guide. Everything you need to know before going to Marrakesh. And hey, before we jump in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I travel around the world and make videos. And I share my experience and useful tips. So let's go back to Marrakesh. Marrakesh is one of the easiest places to get to in Morocco. There are direct flights from many European cities and daily flights from the UK, including several from London. So getting there is usually pretty straightforward. It is also the most visited city in Morocco, which means yes, it's busy and yes, it's touristy. So don't expect a quiet escape, but do expect energy, color, and prepare yourself for a bit of chaos. If you're already traveling around Morocco, Marrakech is still easy to reach. There are direct trains to Marrakech from many popular cities in Morocco. You can also catch a domestic flight or drive. The country's rail and road networks are pretty good, so getting around isn't too complicated. Where to stay in Marrakech? Almost every travel guide will tell you to stay in a riad in the Medina. And I'm not going to be different because I can see why. If it's your first time in Marrakech and you want to experience traditional Moroccan houses, you should absolutely stay in Riyadh. A riad is basically a Moroccan guest house with a courtyard and beautiful traditional rooms. Most of them are tucked away inside the Medina, which is the old part of the city. Medina itself is busy, loud, and full of narrow alleys. But once you step inside the riad, it's a completely different world. Calm, peaceful, and quiet. It can feel like an oasis in the middle of the chaos. We stay in Riyadh Itrane and we love this, so I will leave the link in the description in case you want to check it out. But if you want to take a break from the hectic atmosphere, you might want to stay outside the Medina, in the modern part of the city. You will find more modern hotels and chain hotels with all usual comforts. We actually stay in both, and honestly, it has its pros and cons. It really depends on the kind of experience you are looking for. How long do you need in Marrakesh? If you're only visiting Marrakesh, I would say 3 to 4 days is enough. You can see all the main attractions in just a few days without rushing too much. Marrakesh also makes a great weekend break, especially if you're flying from Europe or the UK. It's close, exciting, and different enough to feel like a proper adventure. But if you're staying for more than 4 days, you can easily use Marrakesh as a base and take day trips to explore other parts of Morocco. There are some amazing places not too far away, like the Atlas Mountain, desert villages, or even coastal spots. Let's talk weather because it's probably not what you expect. Marrakesh is mostly sunny all year round, which is great, but it can actually get cold in winter. We visited Marrakesh in February. During the day, warm enough, in a t-shirt, but as soon as the sun goes down, it got cold. We needed a jacket. So if you're visiting in winter, pack layers, especially if you plan to visit mountains or the desert. Spring and autumn are the best times to visit. Warm, sunny, and not too hot. Summer, on the other hand, it's intense. I would avoid traveling to Marrakesh in July and August. It gets really hot. What to wear in Marrakesh? Technically, you can wear anything in Morocco, but let's be real. Morocco is a Muslim country and you need to think about what you wear. That doesn't mean you have to cover your whole body, but it's a good idea to keep your knees covered and avoid anything too revealing, especially in the Medina or more local areas. Believe me, you will just feel more comfortable that way. I've seen people wearing shorts, skirt and really tight shorts. No one stopped them, but they definitely got stared at. So if you want to avoid unnecessary attention, just dress respectfully. And loose-like clothes work best. They will keep you cool and you will blend in more. A scarf can be handy, just in case you want to visit a religious site or mosque or want a little extra cover. And for winter, like I said earlier, bring layers. It's warm in the sun during the day, but the evenings can be chilly. Also, comfy shoes are a must. You will walk a lot. Getting around Marrakech is an experience. The city isn't huge, but it can feel a bit overwhelming at first, especially inside the Medina. The Medina might look like a maze at first, but you will learn how to navigate it. You probably get lost a few times, but it's actually pretty easy to find your way back. Just take a breath and go with it. It's part of the adventure. If you are staying in Medina, you will probably be walking most of the time. The streets are narrow and cars can't really get in. Just be aware. Google Maps can help, but it doesn't always work well in the Medina. Outside the Medina, you can take taxis. Just make sure to agree on the price before getting in. Most drivers won't use the meter, and some might try to overcharge tourists. There is also a small bus system, but honestly, most visitors stick to walking and taxis. And for airport transfer, I recommend booking in advance, especially if you arrive late at night. Let's talk money. Because in Marrakech, you'll need to carry cash. Cards are accepted in some places like nicer restaurants, hotels, and riads. But most restaurants, shops, and taxi only take cash. The local currency is the Moroccan dirham, and it's not easy to get outside the country. You can take out cash from ATMs around the city. There are plenty. Or you can bring cash with you and exchange it once you arrive. Euros and US dollars are easy to change in the city. Now, bargaining is a big part of the culture here, especially in the souk. Most things don't have price tags. You will often be given a price based on how you look or where you are coming from. I know it's annoying to negotiate for every single thing, but this is just part of how things work here. If you want a good price, you have to haggle. That said, if you're not used to it, it can feel a bit uncomfortable at first. My tip, don't take it too seriously. Smile, be polite, and if the price doesn't feel right, just walk away. You will often be called back with a better offer. Let's talk about scams and safety, because yes, Marrakech is busy and intense. But it's not as scary as some people make it sound. As soon as we arrived, our Riyadh warned us about a few common scams. One of the big ones is the henna scam in the main square. Some women will grab your hand and start doing henna without asking, then demand money. On top of that, our Riyadh also told us to avoid getting henna there because a lot of people have allergic reactions to it. So just be careful, say no politely, or don't make any eye contact at all. Another common one is the monkey scam. Someone will place a monkey on you and then ask for money. If you want to avoid this, just keep walking. You will also come across people in the Medina offering to guide you somewhere, even if you didn't ask. That might seem helpful at first, but they will expect money at the end. If you don't need help, it's totally fine to say no and keep walking. That said, not everyone is trying to scam you. We got lost a few times and asked for direction, and people helped us without any expectation. Now about safety. We never felt unsafe during our stay, even walking back to our Riyadh at night as two female travelers. The streets are usually busy with locals and tourists around, so you won't be alone. That said, we did get a bit frustrated at times. Some people keep calling out to you, trying to guess your nationality or get your attention. So just be mentally ready to ignore it. It's more annoying than threatening. And of course, like anywhere else, keep an eye on your belongings, especially in crowded areas. Pickpocketing can happen, but it wasn't something we personally experienced. One thing that surprises many travelers is how multilingual Marrakesh is. Arabic and Amazigh are the official languages in Morocco, but in Marrakesh most people also speak French. So if you know a bit of French, it will definitely come in handy, especially in restaurants, shops, or when asking for directions. English is widely spoken in touristy areas. You won't have trouble ordering food, booking tours, or shopping in the souk. People often switch between languages depending on who they are speaking to. We got by with English and some basic French phrases, and it's always appreciated when you try a few words in Arabic like salam, hello, or shukran means thank you. It's a small gesture, but it shows respect and usually leads to warmer interactions. Menus are often in French and many places have English versions too, especially around the main square and popular spots. And when they didn't, we just used Google Translate. It works pretty well and saved us more than once. Taking photos in Marrakech can be amazing. The colors, the architecture, the little details in the souks. But it is also a place where you need to be mindful with your cameras. Not everyone likes being photographed, especially in the Medina. Some people are very private and some just don't want to be in your shot. Always ask before taking a photo of someone or their shop. Many will say no, and that's okay. Some won't mind, but others might say yes while expecting a tip in return. I personally handed out small tips a few times when taking photos, especially in the souk. It wasn't a big deal for me, but of course, that's up to you. I totally understand if this approach doesn't feel right for everyone. You've probably heard that Moroccan food is amazing, and I'm sure it is. But when you are in Marrakech, especially in the Medina, you will notice that most restaurant menus are almost the same. Tagine, more tagine, couscous, grilled meats. That's totally fine and it's delicious, but it can get a bit boring. The restaurants in the Medina don't offer much variety. If you're staying longer or just want something different, head out of the Medina. You will find more diverse options in the modern part of the city. I definitely recommend trying some street food like harissa soup or fresh juices. The orange juice is super refreshing. And if you visit in season, the pomegranate juice is amazing too. And of course, you have to try Moroccan mint tea. Just keep in mind, it usually comes with a lot of sugar. If you're like me and prefer your tea without it, make sure to say no sugar when you order. When it comes to water, don't drink from the tap. Stick to the bottled water. Most riad and hotels provide bottled water, or you can grab some at any shop nearby. If you're wondering about staying connected in Marrakech, the good news is the internet is pretty decent in most places. Most riads, hotels, and cafes offer free Wi-Fi. It's not always super fast, but it's good enough for maps, social media, and emails. But you know me, I always get a local SIM card whenever I travel. You can buy one at the airport when you arrive, or you can get it in the city. Or even you can use eSIM if your phone supports it. We got an orange SIM and it worked very well. Even when we were outside the city, it's easy to set up and you just need your passport. Before we wrap up, here are a few final things that might make your trip a little easier. First, Marrakech can be warm, cool, sunny, dusty and hectic all in one day. So bring layers, comfy shoes, a scarf, and definitely some sun cream. I also recommend a small backpack or crossbody bag that closes properly. It makes makes moving through the Medina much easier. If you're not sure what to pack, I've actually put together a free packing list. You can download it from the link in the description. It's the same list I use and it will save you a lot of time. Now let's talk about tipping. It is common in Morocco to leave small tips for almost everything. Restaurants, taxi, hotel staff, even someone helping you with your luggage. It doesn't have to be much, but it is always appreciated. Keep some small coins or notes with you because you will probably use them more than you expect. And lastly, Marrakech is not a relaxing destination. You do not come here to chill by the pool or take it slow. You visit Marrakech for the experience, for the color, for the chaos, and the adventure. It can be overwhelming, yes, but it is also enjoyable and fun. Keep an open mind, be patient, and let the city surprise you. If you have any question or if you already been and want to share your own tips, feel free to drop a comment below. I always love hearing from you. And don't forget to check out my videos about other destinations in Morocco. For now, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.